by investigators, because there's a, where is it? That cell phone there, they sell you an anonymous cell phone with GPS tracking with everything already activated and prepaid. You can stick this in an OtterBox into somebody's car, track their car 24/7. And if they find it and they go, hey, there's a tracker here, you're not going to know whose tracker it is. So if you find that under your car, you know why. The new iPhone. The new iPhone is the trend of the future. Everybody is going to have an intensely location-aware cell phone. Okay, just out of curiosity, show of hands real quick. How many people here know what Skyhook is? Outstanding. At least half of you. For those of you who don't, 500 people spent 5 years going around essentially war driving for money, recording MAC addresses and locations. This is supplemental now on every enabled cell phone. Not only do I have your GPS, but it tells me, okay, that cell phone's Wi-Fi is 100 feet to the south of a MAC address that I know is at 123 Main Street. So even if you're in a canyon in Manhattan, I know where you are from Wi-Fi. The stats are 55 million Wi-Fi nodes and hotspots mapped. 55 million, 75% of the US. And if you want to get into that whole Terminator, Skynet frame of mind, this system is self-healing. Let's say they know about a router or a MAC address that's been in Chicago. And all of a sudden, in 3 weeks, a cell phone that they know is in New York because of 5 other nodes picks up that previously in Chicago MAC address in New York. The system knows to go, the system is smart enough to say to itself, aha, Bob took his router and now he's living in New York. And it self-corrects. And it will keep growing and growing and growing. The cell phone detects a new Wi-Fi node, a new MAC address. It knows from 4 other nodes where that is. It records that new node. The iPhone, which probably everybody in this room is going to ultimately own, or some version thereof, uses both GPS and Skyhook. You can't hide. Now, let me just say, the only way to hide from this, to keep me from knowing where you are at every moment, is to take out the battery. Oh, wait a second, you can't take the battery out of an iPhone. Oh well. Now, it's not enough that I know where you are. I also know what's there. There are databases that map every single location. At this GPS coordinate is 123 Main Street, and we know from business records that 123 Main Street is Bob's Bar and Grill. So we know from Hector's cell phone GPS location, he spent the past 4 hours at the Bar and Grill. And this is, I mean, very openly marketed. I want to give you an I want to talk to you about something. This is a system that's actually being developed by a really close friend of mine named Gabby in Israel. It's called Rabbi. Rabbi stands, R-A-B-B-I, R-A-A-B-I, stands for Relationship and Activity Analysis and Behavior Informant. What does it mean? It means the cell phone in your pocket is ratting you out 24/7. That phone tells me where you are, when you're there, when you're awake, when you're in motion, and by checking other cell phones, who you're hanging out with. Here's an example. Now, by the way, why is it Italian mafia people? For those of you that are Italian, I'm part Italian, I'm sorry. I don't mean to discriminate against you. But the Gambino family does not have an anti-defamation league, and so we're using them. I want you to imagine this is all from cell phones. And this, by the way, is a half-hour conversation when I'm speaking to law enforcement groups, because this is the new trend of law enforcement. Remote monitoring of people without making them put on that Martha Stewart bracelet.